Laker fans, how we doing? My name is Sammy Long. Tonight we're going to be previewing Lakers Clippers. Always an exciting game. First regular season matchup for the Lakers at the Intuit Dome. Can't wait for this one. This is whenever these two teams play, it's always a great matchup, regardless of who's in, who's out. So we're going to get to them a little bit later. It's a very important game in regards to the standings as well. The Clippers currently sit in the 5 seed. The Lakers sit at the 6. I know it's early, but still, all these games matter at the end of the year. So we're going to get to them later. I'll talk about a report from The Athletic, and specifically Jovan Buha I thought was interesting. But first off, let's talk about that nail-biting win. Wow. Some people, I've heard all kinds of mixed, everyone feels differently about this game. Some people go, that's embarrassing. You beat the Nets by 1 point. You were favored in Vegas by 11.5 going into the game. Now that probably changed when Anthony Davis was ruled out right before game time, so the line did come down in favor of the Nets. But still, the Lakers were heavy favorites in the game even after that. And so some people are on that kind of bandwagon that it's who cares? They had a win against a team that they should have beat. I look at it a little bit differently. I agree with Alan when he was talking about in the post-game show. Anytime you win a game when Anthony Davis isn't playing, I think is a win. And especially in today's NBA, you're seeing teams that don't have good records, don't have good, heavy dogs in games winning all the time. And a team that got beat 126-67 a few nights before to the Clippers, the 10th worst loss in NBA history, you knew they were going to have some fight. I mean, that's flat out embarrassing, losing by that many points. That's like you're the joke. Every radio show, every you're getting picked up national coverage about how embarrassing that was. You knew they were going to come out with some heart. D'Angelo Russell obviously returning to face the Lakers. He had 19 points on the game. Missed that game-winning shot. Austin Reaves down the stretch was unbelievable. 38 points, huge. I mean, he was taking every shot down the stretch that mattered, and it kind of felt like everyone got out of the way. And then the lob to LeBron at the end was awesome. It was cool seeing them kind of talk about it post-game. But Reaves, huge night, 38 points. LeBron, 29 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. I mean, what more can you say? LeBron's unbelievable. Rui, 10.6 rebounds. Christie had a tough game. 7 points, 2 of 13 shooting. He did not shoot the ball well, so looking to get a better game out of him against the Clippers. Jackson Hayes, 6 points, 9 rebounds. Rebounding was a bit of a problem. You could tell Anthony Davis was out in the game. Obviously, you take one of the best players in basketball out, it's going to change things. But they relied heavily on Jemison and as well as Jackson Hayes. But Jemison only had 4 rebounds. Hayes had 9, so would have liked to see more there. Jemison, I get it's his first game with the Lakers, but still. Dorian Finney-Smith didn't play in the game. Reddish did not play. Coach's decision. Shake Milton got 7 minutes, 0 points. Didn't really do anything there. Connected a tough night as well. 2 points, 0-4 shooting. So they weren't getting a lot of help from anyone else. It was really Reaves and LeBron. That was kind of their show. And Vincent did have a nice night, 10 points on 50% shooting, 4 of 8. So Vincent's kind of seemed to turn a corner a little bit. He's been playing a lot better recently. Listen, today's NBA, you get wins where you can get them. I mean, we're seeing, as I mentioned, all the time, teams losing that shouldn't be losing on any given night. It's a long season. And at the end of the year, you don't remember that they beat them by 1 point. All you know is that they got a win in the W column. And that for a lot of the last few years, so many times the Lakers have beaten teams that they probably shouldn't beat, and then they go lose to a team that's absolutely garbage. And it's frustrating watching because there's no inconsistency. So yes, was it a tough? Did they make it harder than it needed to be? 100%. Did D'Lo almost make the shot? Yes. But at the end of the day, they got a win, and kind of flushing that 3-game losing streak to all the Texas teams. I mean, as we mentioned in the last video, the Houston one, you kind of get a pass. They fought back in the game, and Houston's a good team. Dallas without Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving is unacceptable to lose to and get outclassed in that game on the road. And then the Spurs, you get outclassed in the second half at home. So, and lose by 24 at the end. That was unacceptable as well. So beating the Heat, nice win. I don't care if the Nets aren't very good. You still got to win. So you're building a little momentum, keeping some of that momentum that you had over late December. So hopefully Lakers getting it back a little bit and can build into this against the Clippers. We'll get to them in a minute. The Athletic had a report for Jovan Buha. He was talking about how recent conversations he's had suggest the Lakers are more likely to make a smaller move prior to the deadline than a significant one. So I agree with this. I get this. The Lakers for a while now have kind of been out on all the big names, Jimmy Butler's, trying to swing a trade for a really big name. I like that. I don't think it's smart giving up future, giving up the young picks first round draft picks and young players to get an older Jimmy Butler. Even though he is a great player, I think the Lakers should stay out of that. And now with Austin Reaves, the way he's been playing, that's going to be involved in any deal. Anytime you're big game hunting, Austin Reaves is going to be the first name that they want. I don't think it'd be smart to give up Austin Reaves. And you see what he done since the D'Angelo Russell trade. I mean, he has had full arsenal of the offense offensively in kind of taking a real lead and being that number 3 scorer that we've all kind of hoped that Reaves would take over, or D'Lo before, and Rui to a lesser extent. But it was always like it felt like they were holding each other back a little bit, and D'Angelo Russell felt like everyone wanted to be for a long time, but he was just too inconsistent to be that. But Reaves has really grown into it. So I like that they're not big game hunting. I think that's the right move. I think this is a good roster. The Lakers are in a tough spot because I do think that if they get in I think they will get in the playoffs. In the playoffs, they are a handful for a lot of teams. I wouldn't necessarily want to play the Lakers if I was a top seed. LeBron, AD in any given series, and this team on any given night really does pop off. The inconsistency is a real thing. That's more the Lakers' problem than a lack of talent. They're not a team I'd want to see. Do I know that? Do I feel super confident that they're going to be able to string that together for multiple series? I'm not sure, but I do think that the Lakers, it's a nice wait and see. I like the Dorian Finney-Smith deal. I know he didn't play the other night. I believe him and his wife just had a kid. So he's out for personal reasons. He'll be out. He's off the injury report actually for this game against the Clippers. But we'll get to that in a minute. I like the deals they made, and they only gave up second-round picks in that deal. Shake Milton hopefully can develop into something as well. And you're keeping all your firsts. The Lakers for years have felt like they didn't have a first-round pick or any first-round pick that really mattered. Obviously, the Connect deal was huge, getting him at 17. But, looking at the way the draft board is, you can't rely on that every year because Connect probably shouldn't have been there at 17. We all are thanking every other team, the 16 other teams that passed on him. But, it'd be nice for the Lakers to keep some of those first-round picks and be able to, and then if a deal comes along that you want, swing it. Some of the smaller names could be interesting. Jonas Valanciunas has been thrown out there forever. Clint Capella, Charlotte Hornets wing, Cody Martin. These have all been reported by Michael Scotto of Hoops Hype. Those would be nice because that would help you around the perimeter. That'd help you this year also moving forward, but you wouldn't break the bank to go get him. The problem Buha also noted in his report is the Lakers only want to give up second-round picks. Those second-round picks are right now looking like they're going to fall between 45 and 52. The Lakers have their pick, and they also have the Clippers pick. So, usually if you're wanting to trade second-round picks, you kind of want them in the first half of the second round. So not super valuable, but hey, we'll see who comes available. Maybe a team's just looking to dump some salary, and the Lakers can get something here in the next few weeks. But we'll see. We'll see what's going on. I think the Lakers are in a good spot. It's nice going on with the 2-game win streak, and we keep waiting on Jared Vanderbilt. At some point, he's going to come back. Hopefully, Christian Wood, and we can really see what this team was fully meant to do, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I think we haven't really seen the potential where they could be yet. So, looking at the Clippers, always crazy game. Unbelievable. So, this is the first matchup, actually, of the year, which seems kind of weird. Usually, it's not this late in the year, but still. First matchup, this first of 4. The first 2 are going to be in the Intuit Dome. So the Lakers will play Sunday night, and then they will actually play on a couple weeks from now at the Intuit Dome. And the last 2 will be in crypto. The Clippers are the 5 seed, and the Lakers are the 6 seed right now. So these games really matter. The Clippers sit currently at 23-17, and the Lakers are at 22-17. Both obviously had a few games postponed because of all the fires in Los Angeles, but those will get made up. They announced those dates later on in the year. So these games really matter. These games against each other, you really want that tiebreaker, especially if they're vying for the same couple spots. Really want to have 3 wins at least and be able to have that tiebreaker, especially because it's disappointing. The Lakers lost to the Mavs. They still got a couple games to go with them, but not a great sign that you lost to them without Luka and Kyrie. So you want to make sure you have some tiebreakers against a few teams right around you. That's why, and then that Spurs game later on down the year, it's going to be big. You want to make sure that if the Lakers win that game, they're going to have a tiebreaker because they're 2-1 in the series right now. It comes back. Last year, the year before, the Lakers did not have a lot of tiebreakers, and it really came back to bite them down the stretch, made it tougher for them. But looking at this game specifically, the Clips have come in with a 3-game win streak. Their last game was a huge win, 118-89 win over Portland. They also decimated the Nets, the 126-67 the other night before that. The Clippers are 2.5-point favorites in this game in Vegas. The total set at 215.5. On the injury report, LeBron is probable, going to play. Anthony Davis is questionable right now with the right calf soreness, but JJ Redick said he was held out of precaution and they expect him to play. So that's a good sign. Dorian Finney-Smith is off the injury report, so he will be playing Sunday night, which is a big add for them. For the Lakers, the only question is Jackson Hayes, right shoulder soreness. He's questionable right now. We'll see if he goes. At least Jemison's there, though. If he can't, Anthony Davis obviously will be shouldering a lot of that. Shafino, Vando, and Wood still out. Waiting on Vando. It's the same thing. We keep the injury report every week is the same thing. Those three guys out. They should just leave them off it right now. But at some point he's going to come back. And then looking at the Clippers, so they have some injuries on their side. Norman Powell, James Harden, Zubac are all game time decisions. So Harden's been dealing with an illness, expect him to play. Powell and Zubac are both dealing with low back soreness. And Chris Dunn is also questionable, is dealing with left knee soreness. PJ Tucker is out. He's out for a few weeks, so he's obviously a very good defender. Kawhi came back recently, a couple weeks ago. He missed the last game against the Trailblazers, but he had played 4 games before that. He had 23 points in the game against the Nets, so he kind of working himself back in. Harden leads the team with about 8 assists per game. Him and Norman Powell are really the scoring when Kawhi is not there. Norman Powell leads the team with about 24 points per game. Zubac, their big center, obviously former Laker, about 13 rebounds per game, leads the team. Derek Jones, a nice wing player, and Chris Dunn. Chris Dunn's a really good defensive player, gets almost 2 steals a game. They kind of throw him in there to put him on some of the better offensive players than the other team. And then Kawhi will obviously be sliding back in the starting lineup, assuming he's all good to go for this game. And then off the bench, Nick Batum, sharp shooting, three-point guy. He's had some big games against the Lakers over the years. Mo Bamba, the super tall center. He kind of spells Zubac sometimes. Terrence Mann is a really nice player off the bench. He has had some huge games against the Lakers and can really score at a high rate when he gets hot. So the Lakers really got to watch out for him. Amir Coffey's a nice player, as well as Kevin Porter Jr. So know this team well. Again, Vegas has it as a 2.5-point favorite for the Clippers at home. Makes sense. The Lakers need to come out and play their game. I'm looking for Connect to have a better shooting night. Don't Connect, per this Twitter account, Crandis McBasketball. I recommend a follow. It's great. Breaks down a lot of Lakers analytics. Dalton Connect is shooting 41% on spot-up threes for the season and 20% on all other threes. So love to get Dalton Connect a little bit more involved. He had a tough night. As I mentioned earlier, 0 for 4, 2 points. The supporting cast really got to step up because, Reaves had 38 points, LeBron had 29, and the Lakers won by 1. So they needed every single one of those points. Hopefully Christie has a little bit of bounce-back game. Looking for him. Like to get Shake Milton a little bit involved in the offense, 7 minutes. I know he doesn't play a whole ton, but I do think he could add something to the team. It's interesting that Reddish has been getting no minutes recently. I know he had a tough night, 1 for 7 shooting last week. Forgetting what game it was against, but had a really tough night. Oh, against the Spurs, had a really tough game. But I'm interested to see if he gets back in the starting lineup a little bit. But going to need the supporting cast, Vincent, keep it going, Connect, Christie, Rui. Because the Clippers are going to bring it, and the Clippers play really community ball. It feels like everyone on the team really gets involved. It's not just 1 or 2 guys. Even though Norman Powell and James Harden are the go-tos, and obviously Kawhi Leonard since he's back and healthy. So hopefully we're talking about a Laker W. Alan's going to get you guys on the post-game show. First game against the Clips, first game in the Intuit Dome. Can't wait for this one, and I hope everyone has a good Sunday. So thank you for tuning in, and see you on the next video. Thank you.